Hi guys, James here. Welcome to Tobaldi Goes Modelworks, and this is build update part 2 of Meng model 1/35th scale Kubelwagen Eastern Front version. So basically we've got steps 9, 10 and 11 done. We had a little bit of faux pas with step 10 because I drilled some holes where I shouldn't have done. Oops. Fortunately I filled them with styrene. Obviously this is step 12. Obviously, I've done most of step 12. I've got the back part fitted, which is the rear body assembly. I've just got to put the little door on. Which should fit like something like. Why won't you go in on there, you bugger? Right. It has fitted there once, honest. Because I tested it before I set up to shoot this, so there we go. Right. So what we'll do, the fortunate thing is there's a little bit of flexibility in pushing this in. There we go. And that's in there. So let's move on to the next page, which is ironically page 13. Consequently, I've got all my sanding sticks and so for this part, we need D8, so we need the D sprue, which I was handling just now. Come here. The D sprue, we need that, the old no-tech light, D4, that's A, you twerp. So that's A10. Interesting. Good job I read the sprue number, because it'd be a bit embarrassing, that would be. Let's just see. Ah, there we go. Yeah. D8, D4. Yeah, there's quite a bit of difference in the. That would have been embarrassing if I fitted the wrong part. I'm not going to worry about painting this yet. So I think that goes on there something like that. Yeah, the little hole will just have to open up a little bit with a bit of a. Make it a bit more than a tight fit because it's got paint and it's black paint and primer on there, so I think we're going to need a reamer, square reamer. That's these bits from a sadly defunct company that was Eileen's Emporium. This is a square reamer. Fortunately, the plastic is quite soft to get this to go and do what you want it to do. Sorry I'm off screen, chaps. Right, I'm going to have to pause it there. I'm going to start swearing in a minute. I want to Right, after some choice swear words and a little bit of fettling, we got it to fit. Yes, I had to cut a big chunk off the edge of the glove compartment. Yeah, that's the first fit issue I found, believe it or not. So let's get ready with D4, which is this piece here. A little bit of a tight fit. Oh, misses. So I'm just going to sand the that's better. Because the thing is, you tend to think that's a bit of a tight fit, and then it goes in. As soon as you put a bit of glue on it to lubricate it, boom, like that. How bizarre. So that bit's on. And then of course we need the A through again. We need the A17, which is the rear no-tech light. Which is there. Nice little sprue gate underneath. A9, which is here. Like so. Yeah, that bit will go on there. So that's the number plate. That's a little no-tech light, and that goes on there like that. Let me straighten that up like that. There we go. And then we want D23, which is this little person here. There. Where my fingers are. Mr. Unprofessional. And of course, I've dropped a balls up. But I think I might be able to fix it with a little bit of ingenuity. So that's the light. We should have cut out a little section there. Let's check the no, next drill up. Actually, that drill's better to do that. And so, hoping and praying which I have got it in the right place, because that went straight through. As did that. Fortunately, the plastic's quite soft. Don't try this at home, kids. I make these mistakes so you don't have to. thing is, if the light's not in the right place, it doesn't matter. Right. That's the beauty of this Meng plastic. It's very soft. Then we get some glue in there, just to lube. And get the light in like that, and like that. So there we go. Okay. So that's step 13 done on page 13. You were. So we're going to pause it there, as we've got to make up some seats. In step 14. I do apologise. This thing's going to be very bitty doing builds on the thing on the Kubelwagen. But as you can see, I've made a fair bit of progress on it. So I'll see you in a bit. Obviously, fit the rear towing rail or whatever it is at the back. That piece there. Got the seats painted. Fairly straightforward. They go. They are supposed to go in there. They go in like that. And there we go. And like so. The other seat's still drying. It's a little bit wet on the back. We won't glue those in because we'll take it apart and paint it. So paint parts of it about. So yeah. So that's literally step 14 finished on the instructions. So the only thing we put the filler cap on. We haven't fitted the spare wheel yet because obviously they've got to be painted the correct colour. We've got to paint it all underneath as well. Makes it easy to do that. But yeah, she's coming on great guns. We're back. Apologies for the edit. I did it yesterday afternoon because I was feeling quite tired. Brain of Britain didn't realise that because the wheels are vinyl on there, so they can be a push fit like this. Oops. Never mind. So obviously this morning I've painted the Kubelwagen sort of like olive drab, rough olive drab over areas where A, we're going to paint, and B, where we've got lots of little greebles like the no-tech light and the lights, and obviously this bit that goes at the back. Not sure what that is, but hey ho. So they're done. So obviously the first thing we're going to do is put the wheel hubs on, which are obviously conveniently painted green, and we left them grey on the back. They do fit quite nicely. They're a very tight fit. Misses. Get a bit of glue on them to give them a bit of lube. Push them on like so. And like so. So we get the back bits on. Don't worry about me not painting the exhaust. I'll hand paint the exhaust silencers. I'll paint those up later, as I usually do. Because I've never built a Meng kit before, I'll do this. So this is why it tends to be a bit bizarre. Just check. Like so. Also, I was able to paint the mudguards and etc. So, as you can see, yes, we have a noisy pigeon on the roof. So yeah, and that was set up like that. Job done. So we shall get our V block to sit the wheels on like that. Take the weight off the wheels. Up next is this piece, which I've just realised we need to paint the interior colour there. So I'll pop off and do that. I'll pause it here. I'll pop off and do that, and we'll get her on. All right. Right, as you never saw me put the other seat in because it was still drying yesterday. Got them here. A little bit of revel contact here on the base. And there we go. Fairly crude a fitting, but then they were basically a beetle. And that one goes on that side. And that's the seat packaging. Woohoo! I've built something. So we shall let this dry. Let them set up the seat set up a bit, because obviously when I turn it upside down, hopefully they won't fall out. Boom. So pop her upside down like that. Again, painted it and Sorry, my tummy is rumbling. And obviously we'll paint that bit green later on, so that bit's glued on, which is, I think it's a sump guard or something like that. So that's step 15. And now this comes to quite a busy part, because we've got technically 4 parts to glue on. The first part will be the no-tech light, of course. Get a bit of glue in there. Now that's cool. That's its level. Then we have the lights, making sure I've got the correct ones. Having checked the colour call out, I have. So this is where my Hypnotoad can come on there, because they do look like the Hypnotoad lights. Making sure it's not cross-eyed. There we go. That's the lights on. Then we've got this piece to go on. Then we'll need to clean the piece off. Just push that on there. Like so. Okay. Not to worry about the glue on the paint. And we'll set that down like that. Straighten the light up. It's like Hypnotoad with a lazy eye. Oh, there we go. Right. That's that part. That's part 16 done. And let's have a look. Apart from the guns for the rifles, because obviously we're doing this as a captured one, so the rifles are going to be different. It's got we've got to fit the glue the 4 rifles in, and then on the next page we've got to put the frame in. So I'll effectively have a look at that in a minute and figure out what's going on. Focus. Because then we're pretty much I'll tell you what, we're going to do this in 3 parts, sod it. So it might be really long. I mean, this part's got an additional 11 minutes, so again. So sorry for the edit. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye for now.